I was going to ask you how long you've been married.
I've been married 31 years. Been together 32.
Okay. Well, we've been together 15, maybe 18, but then my first marriage was 20. So I've had 2, you have 1.
Yeah. A friend of my mother told me when I was a teenager that marriage is a shot in the dark. And I thought that was so pessimistic at the time because I was looking for romance, but I kind of think it's true.
It's funny, my mom said, this is what my mom said the first marriage. She goes, if you have any doubts, do not do it. But the thing about your first marriage when you're young, you don't have the doubts because you're so horny. So it seems real positive. And then the second time, I think you marry, for the companionship is first, but
I think I did okay with and I was young when I got married, but my husband had been married before, and he was older. He's 12 years older than I am.
Right.
So I was maybe somewhat naive, but I was actually looking for something that was more than physical.
I understand that. Good physical relationships are great in a marriage, but they're not first.
Right. You got to be best friends.
Right.
First.
And maybe they're first when you're 25, or you think that they're first, or you confuse the sex with the friendship.
Love with lust.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking about what are the hardest things about being married, and everybody says it's compromise. Well, it's not compromise. It's knowing when to just give up and not be mad about it.
I think that's true. I think you have to put the marriage before yourself.
Right.
Then it's like both people have to put the marriage first.
Right.
So sometimes you say, okay, that means matters more to you than it does to me, so I'm going to let that go.
Right.
Sometimes you have to say, okay, this matters more to me, and you need to give me this one.
Well, the hardest thing with that is, though, sometimes you're not sure that they're really okay with giving up, like with, sacrificing what they want for you, because sometimes that comes out later.
Well, and then sometimes you have to look at the long run. You look at this person over the course of 31 years or however many years, you're going to feel differently about them one year than you are the next year, and it's going to change.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just have to go, okay, right now I look at him, I don't like him very much, but I love him, I'm committed to the marriage, and we'll get through this.
Have you ever done this where they're sleeping, and you look at them, and you love them so much, and you're like thinking, they're so innocent in their sleep. How could I have ever had evil thoughts? Look at that person. They're so dear to me.
Yeah, well.
Lying there with their little sweet face and their mouths open.
After you've invested so much time, you don't want to give up easy.
No.
And that's why if you like anything about it, you got to just stick it out.
Well, having been married twice, I'll tell you, there's always a problem. Get rid of one, and then you get somebody else. And it's not that they're new problems, but nothing is perfect.
I'll tell you a story about my life. There's I and she makes we are man and wife. Seems like it's been 100 years with many ups and downs. She's saying that she's lonely 'cause I never am around. And then I stagger home and then she smiles at me. Then it's so nice knowing I'm her man. Sometimes when we're all alone, she'll be talking about the future and the home. Or she's talking with her girlfriends on the phone. We fight about the laundry and the car. She tells me that I'm selfish and a slob. You never buy me presents, you never think of me at all. Pick up your socks and underwear, that drives me up the wall. And take out the garbage right now. It's summer and it's stinking up the house. Then I see her start to cry. Did she trade her independence for a lie? then I just hold her and say, everything's alright. She tells me that I'm crazy in my head, then we turn around and say, let's go to bed. She says she needs my big behind close up to her night. We learned that making love's the simplest way to end a fight. The radio is blaring across the room, but I don't hear it when I'm holding you. Then I see her start to cry. Did she train her in attendance for a life? I just hold her and say, everything's alright. She tells me that I'm crazy in my head, then we turn around and say, let's go to bed. She says she needs my big behind close up to her night. We learned that making love the simplest way to end the fight. The radio is blaring across the room, but I don't hear it when I'm holding you. When I'm holding you, you know you send me to the moon. When I'm holding you, there is nothing I would rather